For personalized astrology reports and interesting vlogs, make sure you click on my original and correct website, and that's www.vedicoraclebyKadambari.com.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we'll be discussing about how this conjunction of Saturn and Ketu in the sign of Sagittarius, to be more specific, in the nakshatra of Purva Ashadha, would work for each and every ascendant. So let's get started. Now, before we dive deeper into this analysis, let me tell you that there is a part 1 to this video, and if you haven't watched it yet, please do watch it. I'll put the link in the description box. And the reason why I'm telling you to watch it, because in that video we have discussed this in detail, how these two planets together in the sign of Sagittarius are going to work very beautifully. What is the most positive thing this conjunction has to bring, and how these two planets in this sign of spirituality, higher learning and wisdom would bring a new lesson in our life, and that lesson would help us to transform. It will help us to proceed in life in a very effective manner. So please do watch it, and after that you can continue with this video. During the year of 2019, a lot of activity is going to happen in the sign of Sagittarius. Well, Sagittarius denotes the 9th house of a horoscope. Okay, so a lot of activity, a lot of transformation is going to happen in the areas of higher learning, spirituality, dharma, religion, long distance journeys, destiny. Of course, 9th house represents destiny. Now, let me give you a quick timeline about the events of 2019. In the month of March, on 23rd March, Ketu will go into the sign of Sagittarius. It will enter the Uttara Ashadha nakshatra. Okay. On 23rd March, Jupiter will join Saturn and Ketu in Sagittarius. In the month of April, around 10th of April, Jupiter will get retrograde, and by 22nd April, Jupiter will leave the sign of Sagittarius and it will go back to Scorpio. By the end of April, that is 30th April, Saturn will go retrograde, and it will stay retrograde till 18th September. In the first week of May, Saturn and Ketu will be together in the nakshatra of Purva Ashadha. So from the first week of May till the end of November, Saturn and Ketu will be together in the nakshatra of Purva Ashadha, and they will be in a very close, tight conjunction. Yes, for these few months from May to November, these two planets will be very close to each other in a very close conjunction. After November, these two planets will cross over each other. So planet Saturn will continue its journey towards the Uttara Ashadha nakshatra, and Ketu will continue its journey towards the Mula nakshatra. Ketu is a shadow planet. It doesn't have its own mass or solid body. But whenever this planet will come together with Saturn, it will create friction. I've told you in my previous video that this combination of Saturn and Ketu always brings difficulties, chaos and turbulence. So yes, you will feel a lot of friction from the month of March to November. Once by the end of September, once the Saturn gets direct, these planets will cross over each other. Saturn will go direct, Ketu is moving retrograde, and whenever they will cross over each other, it will create a tug of war situation. Once in the starting of this conjunction, you will face friction, right? And after that, whenever they will cross over each other, it will create a tug of war situation. I'll tell you the reason why. See, planet Saturn will be like, hey, when I was in Moola, I have literally put this person under a lot of pressure. I have already tested this person. When I was in Purva Ashadha, I have taught him the necessary lessons. Now I'm going to Uttara Ashadha. So finally it's time to reap the fruits of that hard work, that patience, okay? Now it's time to move on towards the victory. But Ketu will be like, no, the victory, the achievement is incomplete until and unless I go to Moola, and there I help this person to realize his true potential. I want this person to get aware of his core potential, and that is why it can create a tug of war situation. And because of this, you will, even if you achieve good things, even if you get success, you won't be satisfied. There will be a sense of dissatisfaction. You will feel that there is much more to achieve, okay? You deserve more, and that is why this tug of war situation can create dissatisfaction. For maximum time, this conjunction is going to happen in the Purva Ashadha Nakshatra. So let's see how these two planets, Saturn and Ketu, will work in this nakshatra. Whenever someone says Purva Ashadha, the very first thing which strikes my mind is the cosmic waters, the celestial ocean. And this ocean is a home to many hidden things. From this ocean comes the most deadliest poison, and from this ocean comes the elixir of life, Amrit, which can give you immortality. So this ocean has many things. It's carrying the unmanifested potential of the whole universe, okay? This is that milky ocean, the Shir Sagar, where Lord Vishnu and Goddess Lakshmi resides. During this time, you will churn out your inner cosmic ocean, okay? On one hand, you will get rid of certain things which no longer serve you, certain situations or circumstances which are actually damaging you, that destroying you within, they're acting like a poison to you. So you will get rid of those negative situations or your negative thinking, negative attitude. Also, it could be, just getting rid of certain negative relationships, because Purva Ashadha is actually ruled by Venus. So Venus indicates relationships. So yes, you might get rid of some difficult relationships which, no longer serve you, or they just must, these relationships must be very damaging for you. Whereas on the other hand, you will discover yourself, you will discover your hidden potential, you will discover all those positive qualities of yours which will help you to reach your goal, to achieve success. All those things, all those qualities and lessons which will be required to proceed ahead and fulfill your goals. As I have mentioned earlier, that Purva Ashadha represents the cosmic ocean where Goddess Lakshmi and Lord Vishnu resides. To be more specific, Saturn and Ketu in this nakshatra reminds me of the resting form of Lord Vishnu. That resting form of Vishnu, where Lord Vishnu smiles and reclines on his serpent and nearby him goddess Lakshmi is taking care of this resting form of Vishnu. Well, what do we call this form? It's Ranganatha Swami. Ranga means the stage and Natha means the master. So how can you relate this to this particular conjunction? See, over here, Lord Vishnu is the stage master. So he is the one who decides the stage. He is the one who designs the play. He is the one who chooses the characters. He has given us our own individual roles. Okay. He has given the instructions. He has given you the directions. Now it's time for you to walk. It's time for you to act. So over here, the divine, the higher power, have already given you a role. He has given you the direction, okay, that this way you have to go. But now it's your time. Now it's your time to perform. Okay, you have to walk on this path alone. He will be right there, resting, smiling, and he will be observing you from there. He won't intervene now. He is like, okay, I have given the directions, now you have to work all by yourself. So this is the time when you will face a lot of tribulations and confusions, where to go, how to act on certain situations, and everything will be up to you. You have to take the stand for yourself. Okay, you have to work very intelligently. See, Purva Ashadha indicates very extreme situations. Okay, and whenever you undergo extreme situations, you should not act swiftly. You should not act before thinking. So yes, you have to, really take care while acting, while deciding something. You have to go slowly. You have to think and act. The Purva Ashadha Nakshatra also indicates the early success, or maybe you can say that it's just one step before the final success, the final victory. So this indicates that you have to keep a lot of patience. If you are into a project, you're working on something with all that your hard work and blood and sweat, you have to work patiently. Most of the time it happens with all of us that whenever we are at the very final stage of a project, we always tend to exhaust, we tend to lose hope, and we also tend to lose interest in that. So yes, Purva Ashadha always indicates that you have to keep on going with that confidence. You have to continue the constant efforts into your project, whatever you are working. You should not lose hope. Do not expect early success over here. You have to really work hard. Now it's time to see how this conjunction is going to work for each and every ascendant. So let's start with Aries.
For Aries, this conjunction will happen in the 9th house, and it promises big transformation in terms of higher learning and profession. See, the 9th house represents luck, wealth, fate, and higher learning. So this conjunction is capable of bringing big changes which would lead to long-lasting effects on your life. Though these changes may appear to be very difficult, unpleasant, and destructive, but behind the scenes, everything is falling into its place. These changes are more of constructive in nature. You may plan to pursue a higher degree during this time, and it might not be to enhance your professional skills, but completely opt for a new career field. This career change might create confusion and doubt. You will feel that, am I on the right track? Am I going on the right path? But the truth is, you will be actually moving in the right direction, way closer to your purpose. If you are already pursuing a master's degree, there can be some challenges you may face. Okay, you may suddenly develop disinterest in whatever you are studying, whatever you are doing. You may take a break from your education. You may also relocate to a distant place for work purpose, or maybe for a higher degree. Ninth house is also the house of culture and religion. So suddenly you may develop interest towards learning foreign culture and religions. Being an Aries ascendant, you can be impulsive sometimes. And this conjunction in the ninth house indicates that you have to be very patient and calm during this time. There can be challenging situations, but remember, these situations will bring constructive changes and you have to be very patient and calm. For Taurus ascendant, this conjunction will happen in the 8th house of the horoscope. It is the house of death, and I'm not scaring you. Over here, by death, I mean an end of a certain situation which will bring new innings for you, just like a rebirth. After all, 8th house is the house of transformation. Whatever struggles and disappointments you have faced till now would completely transform you into a more wise personality. You will develop sudden interest in astrology, occult sciences, especially the darker sciences like Tantra and secret knowledge. You may exhibit great interest in exploring the paranormal world. Also, you have to be very careful while managing your wealth. If you are expecting some sort of inheritance, maybe it's wealth or property through family, you have to wait because you may face, delays. As Venus rules your first house, for you, relationships have always been a priority. During this transit, you will be focusing more on establishing a soul relationship with your partner. Even though the 8th house is the house of intimacy, but Saturn and Ketu over there indicates a focus more on building up a soul connection rather than seeking sexual chemistry. For Gemini ascendant, this conjunction would happen in the 7th house of the horoscope. It will definitely bring major transformation in terms of relationships and partnerships. The presence of Saturn and Ketu in the 7th house would bring certain situations where you will learn to focus on yourself. There is a need to trust your intuitions, your inner voice, rather than focusing on what other people say. Saturn and Ketu can bring a disconnect from your life partner or from your business partner, which in turn it will be helpful for you to develop your own personality, focus on your needs. It also indicates cutting the old ties and moving forward to make new relationships. You may get rid of such a relationship which no longer serve you, and therefore it's time for new innings. 7th house also indicates that how the world perceives you, so people might observe a big change in your personality, and some people may not appreciate this change because you won't continue to entertain their tantrums. As this transit can transform you into a brutally honest and straightforward person, therefore this quality of being honest and straightforward person would not be appreciated by many people. if you are an entrepreneur or a business person, then you need to be very careful while making new deals or contracts. If you are a Cancer ascendant, this conjunction is going to happen in your 6th house. You may experience a break from your very busy and structured routine. 6th house indicates your service, your workplace, and it's time to take a break from that workaholic schedule and set your priorities right. Okay, you'll try your best to solve the difficult situations at your workplace which are constantly bothering you from a long time. There can be intense work pressure, and also you may face opposition at your workplace. This is the time when you will set your priorities straight. There is a change of job which would bring better working conditions and success. Saturn and Ketu can also bring health issues during this time, so you have to be very careful about your schedule. You have to be very careful about your lifestyle. Also, it's not a good time to take any kind of financial loan. This period will also bring major transformation in terms of relationships. For Leo ascendant, this conjunction will happen in the 5th house. This indicates caution in terms of love relationships. If you are planning to take your love relationship to a new level, think before you proceed. You may experience lack of stability and joy in terms of love. There is a need to relax and introspect. Saturn and Ketu in the 5th house also indicates that you may focus on your hobbies as a way to relax and detach from the problems. You may even consider adopting your hobby as a full-time career. This transit can also bring new people in your life who will help you to realize your goals and purpose. If you have kids, then this period can be quite challenging as a parent. If you are a Virgo ascendant, then this conjunction would happen in the 4th house of your horoscope. Therefore, it indicates big transformation in the affairs of home, happiness, and family. There will be some major challenges at your home. Suddenly, you may get a lot of family responsibilities. You would work harder in order to bring comfort and happiness to your family members. It also indicates that you may move into a new place or a new house. And if you are trying to purchase a new property, then you might face delays and troubles. Saturn and Ketu in the 4th house would also bring out a memory of childhood, which would further help you to transform into a better person, as this memory will help you to realize where your happiness lies. What are those things which makes you happy and bring satisfaction in your life. So yes, you'll be focusing on certain memories which will definitely bring out a lot of joy and happiness. You have to literally focus on what makes you happy and set that happiness as your anchor to face all sorts of situations boldly. And lastly, this conjunction can also bring indifferences with your mother, so you have to deal with your mother very carefully. If you are a Libra ascendant, then this conjunction will happen in your 3rd house. It's time to unlock your courage and confidence. You may face certain situations which demand a lot of courage. Only courage can help you to get rid of all these difficulties. Also, you have to be very careful while dealing with other people, while communicating with other people, as your words might hurt them. This transit can also make you a very reserved person. You may also plan to pursue a higher degree during this time. Short distance journeys can be very difficult and uncomfortable. There can be obstacles and minor troubles while traveling. This conjunction also indicates a troublesome relationship with cousins and younger siblings. Maybe because of criticism you have received from your co-borns, that would be the reason for major indifferences between you and your siblings. If you are a Scorpio ascendant, then this conjunction will happen in the second house of your horoscope. This indicates lack of resources or lack of financial stability. This conjunction may teach you to live your life in a very simple manner with minimalistic needs. Whatever efforts you might put in to improve your financial situation, things will improve, but yes, at a very slow rate. Everything will improve, but it will take time. Even if there is no money trouble, you may try to save money for a very important event or important purpose. This conjunction also points towards a family dispute. You might have been working very hard on a family affair or a family dispute, and you're waiting for this dispute to settle down. So yes, this is the time when you will be literally focusing on that issue and you will be working very hard on it to settle it down. During this time, you may also work a lot in order to get rid of a bad habit which you are carrying from your childhood. Lastly, you have to be very careful about your speech. You have to think before you talk, because your words can land up you into trouble. Sagittarius, this transit will happen in the first house of your horoscope. Therefore, this period is of major transformation. You may seek for a big change in your personality. You're constantly undergoing criticism and indifferent attitude by other people. And this is the time when you will accept who you are and learn to project that personality outward. Yes, it will take a lot of effort and time, but finally you will learn to appreciate yourself. It's time to stop criticizing yourself, okay? It's time to stop blaming yourself for failures, and this conjunction will surely bring you close to your inner voice and purpose. It will also completely change the attitude of other people towards you in a positive manner. You will also work very hard in order to improve your financial situation. For Capricorn ascendant, this conjunction will happen in the 12th house of the horoscope. Just like the Sagittarius ascendant, I would say that this transit would also bring a major transformation for you. You're already undergoing a lot of pressure and sadness, and this transit will mark the end of all trauma and initiation of the winds of change. Finally, you will be cutting the ties which no longer serve you, okay? And now you will work hard to break self-made bondage and transform into a very better version of yourself. But this transformation won't be an easy one, as criticism, unexpected expenses, and sudden changes can constantly bother you. But overall, it is a completely transforming transit, and yes, you will surely succeed in it. For Aquarius ascendant, this conjunction will happen in the 11th house of the horoscope. This transit can bring out the reality factor for you. It will show you that who's your well-wisher and who's not. There will be a huge impact on your social network. You may experience detachment from your friends. You may develop inferiority and loneliness. This probably indicates renewal of the social network. This transit may also affect you professionally. You may travel to a foreign place because of your work. If you are waiting for a promotion or a hike in your salary, then it's time to wait patiently as you may face delays. Saturn and Ketu in the 11th house also indicates that you are on your way to find a new relationship which would bring love and stability in your life. For Pisces ascendant, this conjunction will happen in the 10th house. During this time, you may observe a major change, a major transformation in terms of career. This transit may take you to entirely a different field of expertise or profession. This career shift would happen as a result of constant dissatisfaction from the current job. Also, the current workplace is not very productive and promising. So yes, there is a career change, or probably you will move on to a new job. You may also travel to a long distant place or a foreign country in search of a new career opportunity. The conjunction of Saturn and Ketu in the 10th house also indicates that you may develop sudden interest in your ancestral traditions and cultures, and this exploration would bring constructive and positive changes in your life. So overall, this transit promises major career transformation.
So guys, this was all about Saturn Ketu conjunction in Sagittarius. And if you really like this video, do put a thumbs up and join my channel, subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos. Till then, goodbye.